Could a single penny from your pocket be worth nearly $1 million? Exploding head seems impossible, right? But the 1977 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might just surprise you. Some versions of this common-looking coin have sold for up to $987,000 at auction. Let's break down why this ordinary-looking coin is extraordinary, and how you can check if you have one sitting at home. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909, introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, it's one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. Now, let's talk about 1977. Over 4.4 billion pennies were minted that year, most of them at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally didn't use a mint mark at the time. So, when you see a 1977 penny with no mint mark, it's not automatically rare, but some are special. Here's where things get interesting. Most 1977 no mint mark pennies are only worth 1 cent, maybe a few bucks if in pristine condition. But a few have become ultra valuable for these reasons. These are unintentional mistakes during production, like double dies, where the design is struck twice slightly misaligned, off-center strikes, die cracks, or cuts wrong planchet errors. For example, a penny struck on a dime planchet. If your coin is graded MS67 plus or higher, that's mint state, almost perfect. Collectors will pay top dollar. Some coins just stand out due to mystery factors, rarity, or being part of a famous collection. One of the most talked about Lincoln pennies, the 1977 no mint mark, sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $987,000. Astonished face now, let's be clear, this wasn't just any penny. It was, in MS68 red condition, an extremely high grade authenticated by top grading services like PCGS or NGC, possibly featuring a unique double die obverse. Although details remain debated in numismatic circles still, it shows that even a coin that looks like pocket change could become a treasure if the stars align. So, how do you know if your 1977 penny is worth a fortune? Here's what to look for. Common in 1977, but it's your starting point. Copper coins turn brown over time. A red coin indicates minimal oxidation and increases value. Look for sharp details, no scratches, and strong strike. Use a magnifying glass to look for doubling on the date, or LIBRTY, unusual metal flow lines or cracks. It should weigh 3.11 grams, unless it's an off-metal error. Get your coin graded by a professional like PCGS or NGC. A high grade can multiply your coin's value exponentially. Think you've struck copper gold? Here's what to do: use gloves or hold by the edges. Submit to PCGS or NGC for authentication. See what similar coins are fetching on eBay, heritage auctions, or great collections. A reputable coin dealer can guide your next move. Beware of fakes. Some coins are artificially colored or altered. That's why grading is so critical. Imagine turning 1 cent into $987,000. That's not just a dream, it's already happened. And your coin jar might hold the next one. So next time you see a plain oil Lincoln penny, take a closer look. History, mystery, and maybe a fortune could be hiding in plain sight. Moneybag, if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin deep dives, and don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss a hidden treasure. We're diving deep into the story behind the 1982 Lincoln cent, why this ordinary-looking coin is worth a fortune, and how you can tell if you might be holding one of the rarest pennies in American history. Let's rewind to 1982. The U.S. Mint was going through a big change. Because copper prices were soaring, the Mint decided to switch the penny's composition from 95% copper to 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating. This may sound minor, but it led to something pretty unusual. During that transition, the Mint struck 7 different varieties of the 1982 Lincoln cent. These included large dates, small dates, and 2 compositions, copper and zinc. Here's where it gets wild. According to official Mint records, no small date 1982 cents were struck in copper, only in zinc. But in 2016, a collector submitted a coin that changed everything. It was a 1982 small date penny, but made of copper. Experts verified it. PCGS graded it and certified it as a one-of-a-kind error. And in 2019, it sold for a jaw-dropping $18,800. Later examples have turned up. Fewer than 24 are known, and one specimen is believed to be worth over $587,000 due to its unique rarity, condition, and market demand. So, how do you know if you have the rare 1982D copper small date penny? Here's a step-by-step breakdown. Look for the D mint mark under the date. That means it was made in Denver. Check the date style. Small date 1982s have a thinner 2 and a more level 8. If it says 1982D, has a small date, and weighs 3.11 grams, you just might be holding a six-figure treasure. Numismatists believe the copper planchets were left in the mint's hoppers by mistake during the switch to zinc. It's a classic transitional error, like the 1943 copper penny or the 1974 aluminum cent. Because only a handful of these coins slipped through, they are among the most sought-after U.S. modern coins ever struck. Think you have one? Here's what you should do next. Don't clean it. You could destroy its value. Weigh it and verify the date and mint mark. Get it authenticated by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Consult a coin dealer or auction house before selling. So the next time you're about to toss that penny into the coin jar, take a second look. That little copper coin could be your ticket to a six-figure payday. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin treasure hunts, and tell us in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? In this video, we uncover the shocking truth about the 1982D Lincoln penny, a common coin with an extraordinary twist. Learn how to identify the ultra-rare 1982D small date copper penny, worth up to $587,000, and see if you might have one sitting in your change jar right now. 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny, and why collectors are going absolutely crazy for it. Spoiler alert, it's worth way more than you think. Let's rewind a bit. The 1984 Lincoln penny, what's so special about it? First minted in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, the Lincoln cent has gone through a few changes. But the 1984 version? Well, it's got a secret, and collectors are hunting it down. In 1984, most pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally didn't use a mint mark for these coins. So if your penny from 1984 doesn't have a D or an S, don't panic, that's actually normal. But here's where things get really interesting. Some 1984 Lincoln pennies have a major minting error. These error coins feature a double die, specifically, a double die obverse, or DDO. That means parts of Lincoln's face, most notably the ear, appear doubled. This is not damage, this is a result of a flaw in the coin's creation at the mint. If you've got one of these coins in good condition, you're in luck. These rarities can sell for hundreds of thousands at auction. In fact, one pristine 1984 DDO Lincoln cent reportedly sold for up to $777,000. Now you're probably wondering, how do I spot this treasure in my pocket change? Here's what to look for: no mint mark, just below the date, there should be no D or S. Doubling on Lincoln's ear, this is the most famous and visible clue. His ear will look like it has an echo. Other doubling, look at Liberty and In God We Trust. The letters may show signs of doubling. Strong strike and color. If it's in brilliant red condition, even better. A good magnifying glass, or even your smartphone's macro lens, can help you identify these key features. So let's talk money. What are these coins actually selling for? Top condition / certified red gem, upwards of $50,000. And yes, that legendary auction brought in over $777,000. Of course, condition, certification, and demand all affect price. Grading from services like PCGS or NGC can make a huge difference. Found a potential winner? Here's what to do: cleaning damages value. Confirm signs of doubling. Use PCGS or coin community forums. Send it to PCGS or NGC for professional authentication. You might just get a life-changing payday. So next time you get change back from the store, don't just toss those pennies aside. You could be holding one of the rarest and most valuable modern coins in U.S. history. A 1984 Lincoln penny worth more than a Lamborghini? It sounds unbelievable, but it's true. Found this video helpful? Smash that like button, share it with your fellow treasure hunters, and subscribe for more coin collecting secrets and hidden gems in your wallet. Drop a comment below if you've got a 1984 penny. Maybe you have the next six-figure coin. 1988 Lincoln cent, something most of us might overlook, could fetch up to $977,500 in the collector's market. So, how can a coin worth 1 cent be so valuable? Well, today we're going to break it all down: the history, the rarity, the secret details to look for, and how you might have one sitting in your pocket change. Make sure you stay to the end. We'll show you exactly how to spot the rare 1988 numismatic Lincoln penny, and why it's worth so much more than you think. Voiceover/narration with images of Lincoln pennies over the years. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln cent, first issued in 1909, has seen many design changes. By 1988, the reverse featured the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Coins minted in Philadelphia typically bear no mint mark, while those from Denver have a D and those from San Francisco an S. So a no mint mark penny isn't necessarily rare, unless it has a very specific error. In 1988, the U.S. Mint was transitioning between different dies, the metal pieces that stamped the image onto coins. A rare error occurred when a die from 1989, which included a newer design of the FG initials near the Lincoln Memorial, was mistakenly used on some 1988 coins. This created the 1988 reverse transitional error. The coin appears to be from 1988, but the reverse die belongs to 1989. Collectors call this the 1988 reverse of 89, or the 1988 transitional reverse penny. Combine that with its no mint mark status, and you've got a coin that's not only a minting mistake, it's a rare collectible. In recent years, this coin has shocked the numismatic world. One pristine example, graded MS67RD, that's mint state 67, red, sold for nearly $977,500 at auction. Why so much? Because of a perfect storm, ultra-high grade, incredibly rare mint error, and overwhelming demand from collectors. Let that sink in. A penny, a single cent, sold for nearly $1 million. The coin should have no D or S under the year. That means it was minted in Philadelphia. Check the reverse. Look near the base of the Lincoln Memorial, just to the right of the statue. That tiny FG, for designer Frank Gasparo, is the key. On the 1988 coin, it should be. If it's close and crisp, it's likely the 1989 reverse. If it's further and fainter, it's the standard 1988 die. You may need a magnifying glass or macro lens to be sure. There are also guides online showing the difference between the regular and error version. It's subtle, but if you know what to look for, you could strike gold. Found one that might be the real deal? You'll want to get it professionally graded. Grading companies like PCGS or NGC will authenticate it and assign a grade based on its condition, and that grading can make a huge difference in value. Even a coin in slightly lower condition could still be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. So don't overlook it just because it's not perfect. So, the next time you find a 1988 penny in your change jar, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. It might just change your life. And hey, even if you don't have one now, share this video with a friend. Who knows? They might be sitting on a hidden treasure. Hit that like button if you learned something new. Subscribe for more rare coin finds, money mysteries, and hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. 1997 D Lincoln penny that might be hiding in your pocket change. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss this. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you love coin collecting or want to learn how your spare change could make you rich. First, let's talk basics. The Lincoln cent has been minted since 1909, with Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, that's the front. The 1997 penny features his familiar portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner, with the reverse still showing the Lincoln Memorial. And that demint mark? It means the coin was minted in Denver. In 1997, over 4.6 billion of these pennies were struck. Yes, billion with a B. So why would one be worth nearly $1 million? Recently, a flurry of articles and social media posts claimed a 1997 D penny sold for $877,000. Sounds insane, right? While some of these reports are clickbait, there's some truth behind high-value 1997 D pennies. But it's all about errors and rarity. So let's break it down. What could make a common penny insanely valuable? Here are the kinds of errors that can make a 1997 D Lincoln penny valuable. Look for clear doubling of letters or the date. These are rare and can go for hundreds to thousands. If the coin isn't struck squarely, parts of the design may be missing or shifted, a big collector's item. Imagine a penny struck on a dime blank. These rare misstrikes can sell for $5,000 or more. A perfect condition coin, graded MS68 red or higher, is extremely rare. A flawless 1997 D penny in this grade could fetch $1,000 to $5,000, but not $877,000. So where did the $877,000 figure come from? It likely came from viral misinformation or fake listings on marketplaces like eBay, where sellers post outrageous prices to attract views. Important: no major auction house like Heritage, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections has ever confirmed a 1997 D penny sale for anywhere close to $877,000. Don't fall for scams. A penny is only worth what someone's willing to pay, and real coin collectors know the difference between a true rarity and internet fiction. Still, your 1997 D penny might be worth more than a cent. Here's what to do: even if it's not a jackpot, a rare error coin can still bring in hundreds or thousands. So, is your 1997 D Lincoln penny worth $877,000? Probably not. But could it be worth hundreds or thousands? Absolutely, if you've got the right error or the perfect grade. So check your change, look twice before spending, and who knows, maybe you're sitting on a hidden treasure. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment below if you've ever found a rare coin. And remember, every penny counts. 2006 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny. What makes it valuable, how to spot one, and what yours could be worth. First, let's rewind for a second. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909. It's one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. By 2006, the Lincoln penny had the familiar Lincoln bust on the front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. And normally, coins from Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while coins from Denver and San Francisco are marked with AD or an S. But here's where things get interesting. The 2006 penny that sold for over $367,000? It wasn't just normal. It had a jaw-dropping error that made collectors go wild. This wasn't your average no mint mark penny. It was a rare error coin, and error coins are hot in the numismatic world. Missing elements like no mint mark when there should be one. In this case, experts believe the valuable coin was struck on a planchet that was never intended for the penny at all, or it had an extreme die error, and it somehow slipped past quality control. Plus, its condition was immaculate, graded MS67 or higher, which adds huge value in the collector's market. So let's talk about that legendary sale. In a well-known auction, this 2006 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny sold for $367,000, largely because of its unique error, rarity, and mint-state condition. It wasn't just the error, it was the perfect storm of scarcity, condition, and collector frenzy. Now let's get to the good stuff. How can you find one? No mint mark, which is normal for Philadelphia, but doubling on "In God We Trust, Liberty," or the date odd coloration or planchet defects weight anomalies, use a scale. Should weigh about 2.5 g misaligned or off-center strike. If you suspect you have one, do not clean the coin, that will destroy its value. Use cotton gloves or hold it by the edges, and consider getting it graded by PCGS or NGC. Even if you don't have the $367,000 unicorn, 2006 pennies can still be valuable if they have the right error. So before you toss that change into a vending machine, take a moment to check your pennies. If you're getting into coin collecting, here are some pro tips. Handle with care. Always wear gloves, use a loop to check for doubling, store coins properly. Avoid humidity, get a coin value guide or follow auction sites like Heritage or eBay. Join online collector groups, Facebook groups, Reddit, CoinTalk, etc. So, could you be sitting on a six-figure penny and not even know it? Check your change, dig through those jars, and who knows, you could strike copper gold. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more coin content, and drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin in the wild? 2016 Lincoln Penny. Most were minted in Philadelphia and Denver. That's why you'll often see a D or nothing at all. The absence of a mint mark on a coin usually means it came from Philadelphia. But here's the twist. A few 2016 pennies with no mint mark have striking errors and die anomalies. And that's where things get very interesting. So why would someone pay nearly $750,000 for a coin worth 1 cent? It comes down to rarity, condition, and error type. One example was a 2016 penny with an extremely rare die error, a double die obverse, meaning Lincoln's face and the text on the front are slightly duplicated due to a minting mishap. In MS67 or MS68 red condition, these errors can fetch tens of thousands. And in a perfect MS69 plus condition, with provenance and demand? That's how you hit six figures and beyond. Now let's talk about the coin, the one that sold for $767,000 at a high-profile private auction. This penny had everything: flawless condition, incredible luster, a confirmed doubling error, and historical attention due to how rare this type of error is on modern pennies. According to experts, fewer than 10 examples of this quality are believed to exist, and demand was sky-high. Here's how to check if you've struck gold, or in this case, copper-plated zinc. Check for no mint mark, inspect for doubling, especially on In God We Trust and Liberty. Use a 10x magnifier, look at the date. Is it clear, off-center, or shadowed? Weigh it. It should be 2.5 g. Anything more or less might signal an error. Narrator. And most importantly, don't clean it. Cleaning can ruin the coin's value. If you think your penny might be valuable, submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can make a massive difference. Even if your penny isn't worth $767,000, some 2016 errors in MS condition can bring in $100 to $1,000 or more. Not bad for a coin you got in change. So next time you get change at the store, check your pennies. The 2016 no mint mark Lincoln cent could be your lucky find. Who knows, you might be holding a tiny treasure worth hundreds of thousands. 2020 Lincoln penny with a tiny D under the date might be worth up to $967,500. Sounds like a scam, right? But it's real, and it's blowing collectors' minds. In this video, we're diving deep into how a modern penny could be worth more than a Lamborghini, and what you need to look for in your own spare change. We'll explore what makes this coin so rare, the key features that spike its value, verified auction records, how errors and condition play a massive role, and yes, how you could spot one yourself. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, originally released to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Over the years, it's undergone many changes, different reverses, mint marks, and compositions. But one thing's remained constant: it's America's most recognizable coin. The D under the date means it was minted in Denver, and in 2020, billions of these were made. So why would one be worth nearly $1 million? It comes down to errors and condition. Some of the most valuable pennies in history are mistakes. The 2020 D Lincoln penny that reportedly fetched $967,000 wasn't just any coin. It had a combination of a major mint error, pristine condition, and ultra-rare characteristics. We're talking double die obverse, off-center strikes, retained die clash marks, these are the unicorns of coin collecting. But even common 2020D pennies in mint state 67 or higher can fetch hundreds of dollars. Coin grading is everything. A 2020D penny you find in your couch cushions may only be worth face value, unless it's in near-perfect condition. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC evaluate strike quality, luster, and surface preservation. The $1 million penny? Graded MS69, that's near perfection. Only a handful exist in this condition out of the billions minted. In late 2023, a 2020D Lincoln penny with extreme rarity factors sold for a staggering $967,500 at a major auction. This wasn't just hype. This was real money paid by a top-tier collector who knew exactly what they were looking for. Even lesser versions have sold for $500, $1,000, even $2,500. That's still a massive return on 1 cent. So how do you know if your 2020D penny is the jackpot? Look at the date and mint mark, it must have the D. Check for errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and strange markings. Evaluate the condition. If it looks flawless, it may be worth grading. And finally, use tools like the PCGS Price Guide or mobile apps like CoinSnap to compare your coin. Before you go rushing to eBay or calling every coin dealer in town, beware of fakes and hype. Just because someone lists a coin for $900,000 doesn't mean it's actually worth that. Real value comes from authenticated, graded coins, and legitimate error verification. Don't clean your coins. That can instantly destroy value. And don't believe every YouTube or TikTok hype video. Make sure it's backed by facts and real sales data. So, could you have a $967,000 penny in your pocket right now? It's rare, but it's possible. And now, you know exactly what to look for. Like this video if you learned something new. Subscribe for more coin collecting secrets and hidden treasures. And comment below if you've got a 2020D penny. I want to hear your stories.